There's this video I got tagged to where a Ghanaian was seen crying out that she regrets siding Nigeria, especially when it comes to Chidinma case versus South Africa. Like, she's now feeling what South Africans were feeling. South Africans were crying out that they weren't safe around having Chidinma amongst them. I'm going to show you guys the video made by this Ghanaian lady, and this video has to do with this ongoing recent trends happening where an Igbo king wants to claim some parts of Ghana, and most Ghanaians were frowned at. They were like, why are Nigerians always like this? They did that in South Africa, they did that in Kenya, now they are doing that in Ghana. Nigerians, we go wrong for now. Ha! Watch these videos.
At that time, when Chidinma was standing for Miss South Africa, I remember very well how I was supporting Chidinma, and I was like, we are all Africans, African unity, African unity. In 3 weeks, they have something they say, Entowa da. Now I understand. If it has not been done to you, you will not understand. When South Africans were crying and saying, we will not allow Chidinma to stand for this position, I was like, why? We are all African. Hey, this African unity thing, I don't think it can work with Nigerians who want to always take advantage of every situation. Ghana has lived with Liberians. Ghana has lived with Burkina Faso, Burkinabes. Ghana has lived with Togolese. We have lived with them for years and years, decades. Every Togolese have a Ghanaian heritage. But you will never hear Togolese coming to Ghana and making videos and making so much noise about how Ghana, look at Ghana, look at Ghana, look at Ghana. Every day since we allowed this visa-free and Nigerians came to Ghana, every day poor Nigerians come to Ghana and take advantage of the resources that we have. They come and they do everything that they are supposed to do as Ghanaians because they're fighting with the little resources that we all have. They are not coming in with billions of dollars to invest. They come in and start from the scratch and get money and rise to the top, which is okay. It's okay. We are all people. But now that you have gone all the way and you have reached the top, now you want to sit on us. You want to come and rule us in our own country. We have lived in this world and we have seen how Congo started. We saw how South Africans are fighting with their life, trying to bring out foreigners from their country. When a country is fighting for the good things, when the people of a country are fighting for the good things in their country, you will never see any foreigner supporting.
Somebody says South Africa buy a lot of Nigerians. Kenya buy a lot of Nigerians. Ghana is preparing to start their own too. I think it's time for Nigerians to take revenge. A lot of innocent Nigerians was affected, arrested. Arrest those doing wrong. Don't include the innocent ones. This comment, I don't see a lot of comments for my post lately, yeah? But this particular comment, it touched my heart.
You cannot hate Black South Africans over xenophobia more than you hate the elite in your own countries for creating such horrendous conditions that the poorest people in your country have to migrate here, and that you had to leave your country and now you're posted up in London or New York or wherever talking about how pathetic and xenophobic Black South Africans are. And I say this as a Black South African who calls out xenophobia, and I try to talk to my people all the time, but we are here fighting the good fight, and you don't get to talk down on us while you cower in the West. And we have to deal with the problems on the continent. You don't get to do that. I'm sorry. Well, I mean, you can do whatever you want, but we're laughing at you. We can't take that seriously. You're a joke. And for some of you, your lives of privilege in the West or even in other African countries are funded directly by the type of corruption that South Africans are trying to fight in our own country. So I can be yelling at our Minister of Home Affairs and our Minister of Health about how they've created such terrible conditions for South Africans that now people are being xenophobic because they feel like there aren't enough resources to go around. You can't do that for the ministers of your country because those are your parents and those are your grandparents. parents. The same elites that we are fighting in these countries in Africa are your parents and your grandparents and your uncles and whoever. So that's why you don't want to criticize the conditions that they manufacture. You can only ever speak about things that are inflicted upon your people when they are being inflicted in other countries.
Being Nigerian in South Africa is not always easy. Sometimes people hear your accent and ask immediately, where are you from? Like we don't belong. Other times they judge you for just being a Nigerian. Like you have to prove that you're a good person. Even in marriage and love, not everyone accepts it. So for me, I've learned to stay strong, be kind, and still carry my Niger pride. I didn't come here to compete with anybody. And I hope SA people understand. See you in my next video.
Listen, you see this thing we call One Africa, Africa Unite is not going to work. As a Nigerian man, Nigerian person that was born in South Africa cannot represent South African during Miss South African or Miss World. They hate her so much because he is a Nigerian. At the end of the day, you guys are saying Africa Unite. Are you kidding me? So, we Nigerians, we are more accepted in Europe than in our own Africa. This is crazy, bro. This is crazy. I don't even know if you guys are thinking of it. If I gave birth to my kids in Germany, in America, and if the kids they did well in school, they can become America president, they can become wherever president in any Europe country or Western world. They can become anything in Western world. We are more accepted outside than our home. Bro, are you still going to tell me about One Africa? Are you still going to tell me about One Africa? Can you see the level of hatred from Ghanaians towards Nigerians? Can you see the level of hatred from South Africans towards Nigerian? Even the Westerners that Nigeria is doing yahoo yahoo, taking their money, they don't even hate Nigerians like that.
To be very honest, I think the issues with the Chidinma versus South Africa, I know it's past, but a lot of people that always find a way to side Nigerians are out here to tell them that they are done siding Nigerians, because on the long run they benefited absolutely nothing siding Nigerians. I just don't know why we are like that. I don't know if you guys have been following up on the recent thing, and Ghanaians are about to protest on the 19th of July, the biggest protest of all time, because they don't want Nigeria anymore. The other day, the UK banned Nigeria, Canada has banned Nigeria, Dubai has banned Nigeria. Every country doesn't want Nigeria anymore. South Africans too are crying out that Nigeria is populating their country. And one of the things they frown at is the what's it called? The criminal tendency, the bad energies coming to their country. They just don't want that. And now, see, what is really going on? I just don't understand this whole thing that is happening. And to be very honest, let Nigerians tone it down, especially the Igbos. Let us tone it down. People are no longer safe around us. People don't feel safe around us. The only country that is always back, that is always covering us, which is Ghanaians, they've washed their hands off Nigerians because they don't feel safe anymore around Nigerians. They don't. She said that she regrets ever siding Nigeria against Chidinma. That you need to wear people's shoes to know how they feel. It is wrong at this point. There's no need to glorify anything. There's no need to glorify anything. What is wrong is wrong. What is right is right. South Africans do not hate Nigerians. I understand most times we hear xenophobia, xenophobic and all that. They do not hate Nigerians on the actual sense. They just don't want the bad energies in their country. They just feel like they are feeling choked. They are feeling like these guys are doing a lot of bad things in our country. Polluting the land, luring South Africans into believing that their way of life is the best way. If you type on social media, all you see is that Nigerians, South Africans do not like Nigerians, they hate us. But on actual sense, they do not. They just want you guys to come to their country and be of good behaviors. And then who wouldn't? These videos, sometimes when you see them, I'm like, at this point, nobody wants to share themselves with Nigeria. And it's a very shameful thing. But then again, I'm going to rest it here. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. If this is the first time coming across my face, my name is Julie. You are most likely highly welcome to Julie Harrison Reacts. Don't make it subscribe. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye, guys.